In this video, we'll be talking about what SSH is and how do you use it, and we'll be practically seeing how to SSH into a computer and how to transfer files between local host and the virtual machine. Let's start with the term virtual machine. So it's exactly similar to your computer, which is right here, but it exists on the cloud. So on the cloud means it does not literally exist on the cloud, but VMs are those computers which are hosted on the cloud, so that you can remotely access them and they can be served to anywhere. You use SSH to log in to that remote computer, and then you make changes there, so that whatever changes you apply would be generated all over the world. SSH actually stands for Secure Shell, so that's the full form of SSH. Here's our local computer and here's the virtual machine. This is the cloud. So we'll be directly connecting that via SSH. So connecting the sense, we log into them. So that's what happens. So let's actually go and create a VM first. So VM, if you have heard about AWS EC2 or DigitalOcean or Hostinger or something like that, so those are some examples of what VMs are. So for this video, I'll be using DigitalOcean. You can use any provider you like, because the process would be same for any other provider. Even before creating a VM, we need to know the terms of which SSH uses. So let's dive into that. So if you are from Mac, then you could go into your root directory and you can go into .ssh. So this is a folder where everything related to SSH is stored. So you could see we have 4 files. One is idrsa, idrsa.pub, known hosts, and known hosts.old. We could ignore this known hosts.old, but these 3 are pretty important, because every computer or every host has a key. There are 2 types of keys, public and private. Of course, private would be private and public you would be sharing with other PCs. So that's what IDRSA stands for. So .pub stands for public. So this is a public key. Where there is no .pub extension, that's the private key. And in order to log into the VM, what happens is that your local computer keeps a list of all the hosts that you are allowed to log in, or you are allowed to access to. So whenever you are logging into a new VM, you have to register that into this known hosts file, so that your PC knows that the host you're logging in is a safe VM and not something vulnerable. So if you actually go into this known hosts, what you could see is a lot of IP addresses. I have blurred them, of course, but these are a lot of IP addresses. So now we know what these all things stand for. Let's go and create a VM. So these are my droplets. So I have right now 1. So droplet stands for VM. So but DigitalOcean likes to call them as droplets. So there's one VM running right now. Let's create another one so that I can demonstrate you. So I'm creating a droplet, and usually I like to go with Ubuntu, whatever version it may be, but most preferably I would go with 18.04. You could choose anything you want, but for this video we'll be going with Linux, so I'm choosing Ubuntu. So you could give an host name. Before that, let's select the version. So Ubuntu, let's go with 18.04. It doesn't matter for this video, but let's just go with that. Let's go with the very basic plan, which is $5 per month that DigitalOcean provides. And let's select our region. So usually the use of region is that whenever you select a region, the virtual machine would be started, or you can say it would be enabled at that location. So it's best to choose the nearest location to your location, so that communication is pretty quick, so there's no latency between your communication. If like the traffic is very high, then you can spot the high amount of traffic and where it's coming from, and then you can deploy a droplet there. In the same, you could deploy different droplets in different regions, so that it's kind of a microservice kind of thing, so that all perform interconnectedly and do the exact same thing. But there are multiple clones in different locations, so that people does not face any latency coming in. So that's this is actually a quite important part, where if you are scaling up, but for now it really does not matter. For authentication in the sense, we need some authentication mechanism to log into the VM. So for that, it has like two options. It has a password, or you could use your PC's SSH key. So let's go with SSH key and let's create a new one. So what this does is that we have to give our public SSH key. So SSH, let's paste that command, and it generates a key pair. So let's select the file in which we want to save. Usually it's saved in id underscore RSA. Let's override that file. So we get our SSH file, SSH key. Let's go into id underscore RSA. This is our SSH key, and we have to paste that here, right? So we could just go into this, copy this. This is the public. So every public key starts with SSH dash RSA and then space a long string. So that's what the SSH key looks like. Let's paste that here. So let's give a name here. Let's say YT-demo, and let's add the SSH key. So we have created another SSH key. So this time we want to log in with only this key. So let's just enable that. So I want one droplet, and the host name, let's say mono, and no need of backups. So let's just create a droplet. The pattern goes like you have to give your host name at the rate of the IP address. So in this point, our host name is root. So let's go with root because the default host name is root. So let's go with root, and we have we are into this VM. So you could see we are into this VM, and there's nothing in it here. So that's how we SSH into a PC. So this PC is not right now not ours. It's somewhere in Bangalore. That's the location I have chosen. And now what I want to do is I want to bring a local file. I want to transfer a local file to this VM. Let's say let's pwd the present working directory /root. Let's go to /var/www. So let's go to /var. Right now my present working directory is /var. What I want to do is I want to send it file from, and you can see there's no file. I would say these are all folders, but there are no files. So what I want to do is I want to send a file from my local computer to this virtual machine. So let's exit. We are now we are in our local machine. We are back to a local machine. So let's create a file. Let's say vm.txt, and inside this let's just fill up with some content. Hi, this text file is from local computer, and save that. And now I want to send this vm.txt to the VM which we have created before. So to do that, there's a command called scp. So it's called secure copy. What it does is that it copies the file from one host to another. So in this case, the host our local computer and our VM. The format for this is that, so scp space the file or the folder name that we want to transfer. So right now it's vm.txt, and space, this is now similar to what we have done with SSH, which is host name at the rate of the IP address. And after that we have to put a column and give the location at which we want to save the file. So the present working directory was /var, if you see here. So let's go with /var. So you could see that there is this file name vm.txt and 100%, and it gives the speed at which it was transferred. Let's actually check that by going into that VM. Let's do SSH again, and let me clear the screen, and let me go into /var, and if I list the files, now we could see that there's vm.txt here. So if I view that vm.txt, and this is the exact file which we have sent from the local machine. So that's how SCP works. And there are many tools like this, but I found this to be most useful for beginners because it becomes hard when you want to transfer things. Another thing you might have noticed is that when I do vim here inside this vm.txt, you could see that it automatically opens a vim editor inside this. So the reason being that is vim is usually installed in all Linux by default. So for all vim users out there, I think it's pretty handy, and there's nothing extra needed to be installed. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you today. This is a small video, but I think this helps. I wanted to give a quick intro about SSH, and yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Thank you, and do like my video, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.